Title: The Luminous Veil. I first saw the portal on a stormless night, a quiet rippling in the air above a pool of rainwater that hadn't existed an hour earlier. The reflection shimmered wrong, as though the stars had forgotten where to stand. Curiosity, my most dangerous trait, tugged stronger than reason. I stepped forward. The moment I crossed, sound vanished. The world rearranged itself in silence, then burst open with color and light. I was standing on a vast plain of glass-like grass that hummed faintly under my boots. Above me floated continents, slow-turning islands of stone, forests, and rivers suspended in a lavender sky. A sun and moon shared the horizon, their light mingling into a perpetual twilight. The air tasted faintly of metal and honey. A warm wind carried drifting motes that glowed like fireflies. In the distance, I saw crystal pillars rising from the earth, bending slightly, as though listening. Everything here seemed alive, not merely existing, but aware. The world of Lorea. I soon learned that the land was called Lorea, the listening world. The geography defied logic. Lakes hung midair like mirrors, and waterfalls cascaded upward before dissolving into glowing mist. The trees had translucent leaves that chimed softly when brushed by the wind, producing a music that was both haunting and soothing. Animals here were half-spectral, deer with glassy hides, birds that left trails of light instead of feathers. But what struck me most was how balanced everything felt. Light and dark, sound and silence, motion and stillness. My compass spun uselessly, as though unsure which direction could exist in a place like this. After hours of wandering, I stumbled upon the inhabitants, the Veilith, a people of tall, slender form, their skin marked by faint, bioluminescent patterns that shifted with emotion. They wore woven garments of silk spun from the threads of luminous vines, and their speech resembled the sound of wind passing through reeds. When they spoke, their voices carried colors, blues of calm, reds of alarm, greens of curiosity. The guide, it was Aaron, a young Veilith, who first approached me. His eyes shimmered like moonlit water, and though our languages clashed, understanding flowed through gestures and tones of light. He called me Duresh, meaning walker from beyond. Aaron led me to his village, nestled within the roots of a colossal tree that arched over a glowing river. Homes were grown, not built, hollowed naturally within the wood, lit by pools of bioluminescent moss. The air was filled with a sweet, earthy scent, like rain after drought. Children played with floating orbs of light that darted away when touched, and laughter sounded like soft bells. I ate with them, a fruit that burst into cool liquid when bitten, and a bread woven with shimmering seeds that left a trace of light on my fingertips. Each taste was delicate, ephemeral, as though food here refused to weigh one down. Through Aaron, I learned that the Veilith drew energy from the Luressa, the breath of the world, a glowing current that flowed beneath the surface, keeping the floating islands aloft. They believed every outsider who crossed the veil disrupted that breath, and I began to sense the quiet unease in their glances. The fading one night, Aaron led me to the edge of the valley, where the river rose into the sky, like a ribbon. There, the land shimmered with fractures, pieces of ground flickering in and out, as if forgetting their shape. "The fade," Aaron said gravely, his voice dimming to gray light. The portal I entered through, it seemed, had not merely opened, it had ripped. My arrival had weakened the balance. Lorea's harmony was unraveling. Aaron begged me to leave, to return through the gate before it collapsed completely. But when I looked at this world, the way its sky folded light like silk, the way the grass sang, the thought of leaving felt like erasing a dream before it finished speaking. The fade spread faster. The crystal towers dimmed, animals flickered out like spent stars, and the floating islands began to drift downward. Aaron's glow waned, his form trembling like a candle in wind. "This is not your burden," he said, placing a hand against my chest. His touch was warm, steady. "But you must remember us, or we will truly vanish." I hesitated. My whole life I had chased the unknown. Maps, ruins, theories of other worlds. And here it was, proof of wonder beyond imagination. Yet to stay meant destruction. To leave was to let the impossible die unseen. The return. I chose to go. Aaron guided me back to the portal, now a storm of fractured light. He smiled faintly, his features dissolving into luminous mist. "Walk well, Duresh," he whispered. "May your world listen." I stepped through. When I opened my eyes, I was back at the pool of rainwater, now nothing but mud. My reflection stared back, the same face, but changed. The hum of the other world still lingered faintly in my ears, like the echo of a heartbeat. For weeks afterward, I tried to find the place again. The field, the shimmer, gone. Scientists